millions of homes with Ken Burns' film, America's Best Idea, and represented really the best of the best. I have to tell you one funny story. I'll probably get in trouble for telling this story, but we had the opportunity in 2009 to show about an hour of Ken Burns' film in the White House. And so Ken and Dayton had edited it down to 1 hour of the 13-hour film to show to President Obama in a small group. And we invited Shelton to come out, and since he was a star, to join us in the theater in the White House. And President Obama, who does have an extraordinary passion for the national parks and for the outdoors, came in and greeted us and greeted Ken Burns and Dayton and talked passionately about his personal experience of going to Yellowstone as a young man and what impression that had left upon him. And then, as he was finishing, he was handed a note like this, like so typical of a great leader, that he's got staff to have him remind him of things that he needs to. And so he pulls the note out and he says, "And I want to thank Jarvis Johnson, the director of the National Park Service." So none of us told him. We all just stood there and smiled. So Shelton and I are linked now forever. Make a great running back name, actually. You know, Shelton has a gift. He is a storyteller. He can crystallize and captivate the audience. And he has been doing this for a long time. And not only in Yosemite, but in Yellowstone and other parks around the system. And he shares that gift. He shares it completely with thousands and thousands of visitors. Because in that he becomes a Buffalo Soldier and links that time, that period when African Americans were the first rangers, were the first superintendent, were the first protectors of our most cherished national parks, to today, that here he is today. But he does more than that. He recognizes that there is a disconnect that was well articulated on the film, that there is a large segment of American citizens that have lost that connection, that are missing out on the extraordinary experiences and opportunity of our national park system. And he is working very, very hard, as I am and others, to change that, to reintroduce these extraordinary places to the people that really own them and that can become inspired by them. And so Shelton is doing great work for all of you, for the National Park Service, for this country, in bringing people, being an ambassador for the parks to communities of color across the country. He is awakening a new constituency for all of us for these great places and awakening a passion for these extraordinary national parks. And that passion, frankly, is infectious, and it is deeply admired by the rank and file that work every day with Shelton around the service. About 15 years ago or so, I was actually trying to figure it out exactly. I had the opportunity to spend an evening with Robin Winks in Alaska when I was working at Wrangell St. Elias. And, you know, Robin had extraordinary knowledge and passion for the National Park System. And I am absolutely positive that he would approve of this recognition to Shelton Johnson for the Robin Winks Award, which is being granted in his name. Shelton.